Hello. I am just logging on a couple minutes early. We'll get started with the class right at noon Central Time. So I know a couple people were planning to join live, but it will also be available later if you want to practice again at home, or if you weren't able to make the time now. Couple notes about the just the logistics. I think because I am using my webcam, it's possible that the image is flipped. And so if what I'm saying doesn't match what my body's like, if the mirroring is off, just make sure you even things out side to side. So I'm not sure, but when I ran a test, I realized that the image was flipped. So just to make note of that. I will not be playing any music because I want to honor copyright issues. So if you want to put some music on in the background, you can do that. I often play Spotify playlists. The Peaceful Meditation is a great one. I'm very partial to cello yoga, also a favorite. Speaking of favorites, though, I want to say how very much I love this space, this gym, the local workout. It is currently temporarily closed as we all practice our social distancing. But I can't speak highly enough about the community here that Franny and Diney have created, the incredible classes. The gym is always spotless. It's small and in like just the right way. There's nothing about it that's intimidating. And it's one of my happy places. So once you're able to come out again, if you're local, encourage you to check out the local workout. I am teetering on my ankles here, so trying to get a little more comfortable. So if you're just joining, again, the screen might be flipped. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Just make sure you catch side to side. And then you may wish to gather for props. We're not using blocks. I know that not everybody has access to blocks. You may wish to take a blanket and just roll it up like a little, I don't know what to call this. This is a blanket my sister handmade for my daughter. So I will admit that I borrowed it without asking today, but we will use those just for a little at the beginning of class. If you don't have one, that's fine. You don't have to have one. So again, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. I was saying the other day, or when I just did a little brief Facebook Live to invite people to join in. There are so many yoga videos out there with top-notch production, and obviously now is a great time to develop a home practice and to use those resources. I'm not at all trying to compete with what's out there. Yoga with Adriene is a wonderful resource. There are others. What I really want to do is just connect to the people who are used to me being their Friday noon teacher. So obviously I welcome everyone to this class, but I am teaching to the regulars who are normally gathering here at noon on Fridays. And so you're all welcome, but this one goes out to the local workout yoga folk. I tuned into my own teacher's class the other day and was moved by how meaningful it is to hear your teacher's voice. So it's noon. We're going to go ahead and get started. As I said, I'll encourage you to take a towel or a blanket, roll it up in a little, again, I don't know what to call this. We'll place it on the mat and then lie back onto the blanket so that it basically the blanket follows along your spine. What you want is a nice opening of your shoulders. So opening of the heart chakra. If you get to there and you find that that doesn't feel comfortable, go ahead and let that go. You can move it aside. You can take just a simple mini shavasana to start class. The reason why I'm thinking starting with this opening heart opener is we are all spending a lot of time in front of our screens right now. Oftentimes that means the shoulders are hunched over, the head is down. We want to open that space up. It's also a time when there is a lot of fear. And again, the tendency is to curl inward to protect the heart. And I'm hoping that this will be a safe space for you to open up, to take the risk of being vulnerable. And so as you settle into your mat space, legs can be bent. Legs can be Supta Baddha Konasana, which means you bring the soles of your feet together, knees draw wide, or you can just, again, legs can be straight, whatever feels the best in your body. And if you get there and you realize that it doesn't actually feel good, then readjust. There's no need to hold a posture that doesn't work for you. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Sighing out any tension, taking note of where your body is right now, where your mind is, just beginning to draw your awareness into this moment. Another deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Notice as you take these intentional breaths, if you're able to release some of that tension in your body. Gently invite any distractions, whether they are internal distractions, the thoughts that bubble up, or if they're external distractions. You are probably not practicing where you normally would be, and so it may be that the cat walks across your mat. Just let go of those distractions. We're not aiming for a perfect internal or external space. We're aiming to cultivate some calm in the midst of uncertainty and chaos. Take another deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. Lick and seal your lips and inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And as you inhale next, begin to create a slight constriction in the muscles of your throat so that you can hear the breath in the throat. Keep that constriction on your exhales. This Ujjayi pranayama breathing technique is intended to build some fire, some heat in your body. It is also translated as the breath of victory. And so this breath becomes a really important focal point of our moving meditation, an opportunity to stay tethered to the moment, and it really helps you keep calm and breathe through difficult postures. All we're trying to do on and off the mat is breathe through the difficult postures. On your next inhale, go ahead and roll to the side if you have any props. If you are using that blanket, you can move that aside. If you have your legs bent, go ahead and find a good morning stretch. Reaching your hands high above your head, pointing your toes, experiencing the full length of your body. And we'll take a banana asana, just like it sounds. You'll make a crescent shape with your body. Now, I don't know how well you can see me when you're lying on the ground, and I don't have these great camera angles, but create a banana shape with your body to the left or to the right, so your hands and your feet curve to the same side. Feel that stretch along your side body. And as you continue that Ujjayi breath, it's always as close as your next inhale. Notice the way that stretch, that constriction of one side of your ribs and that stretch of the other, just notice the way the breath might feel different as you breathe in this posture. One more round of breath. Inhale back through center and take that to the other side, that banana asana. If you're feeling confused, I can do it in a standing position. This is the shape you're creating with your body just on the mat. Continue to breathe into the posture. Being gentle with yourself as any distractions bubble up. Just let them go. Come back through center. Draw your knees into your chest, and we'll take an easy twist. Tee out your arms to either side. You might scoot your hips to the middle. Drop your knees to the left. As much as you're able, plug your right shoulder into the mat. Now, if that blanket is still nearby and this feels too intense, you might tuck it underneath your knees, allowing you to really surrender into the twist. And again, notice the way the breath feels now that your body is organized in this different shape. A little more constricted here. Breathe into that twist. On your next inhale, draw the knees through center. Again, you might scoot your hips so that they're centered on the mat. Drop them to the right. If you like that blanket underneath or even between your knees on the first side, you might take that again. Find some rest and ease. You're doing such a good thing for yourself to practice yoga. Inhale your knees back through center. Bring your knees up to your chest. Rock side to side, giving your back a little massage against the earth. Reach around, find the back of your thighs, then rock and roll the length of your mat until you have the momentum to come to an easy seat. Crown of your head reaches up toward the ceiling. Release shoulders away from ears, finding some softness in the upper back. You might rest your hands on your knees, noting the way each of your vertebrae is stacked just so over the one beneath it. Consider what you need from your practice, and consider too what you have to give to your practice today. And let that consideration be the foundation for your intention, what you, the energy you bring to your practice. Oftentimes, our intention is something we carry with us on and off the mat. So it may be an intention to cultivate patience, an intention to cultivate self-compassion, an intention to allow love to cast out fear. Whatever your intention is, there's no right or wrong intention. There's only your intention for this practice. Draw your hands up through heart center. Pressing palms together, thumbs into the sternum. And we'll seal our intentions with a collective breath. Taking a deep inhale, open mouth exhale. Return to your Ujjayi breath. Lick and seal your lips. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose with that constriction, that oceanic sound. Release your hands to your sides and we'll begin to link breath to movement. Inhale to rise, sending your arms and your gaze high. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise, this time taking some wrist circles on the way up, getting into the forearms. And then as you exhale, take those circles the opposite way. Once more, inhale to rise. And exhale to lower. Just notice now any shifts in your body, in your energy, as you've taken just a few moments of gentle stretches, twists, movement, breath. We'll continue to build on that good reorganization of the energy in our bodies. I invite you to meet me in a tabletop position. So for tabletop, the shoulders are stacked over the wrists and the hips are stacked over the knees, and that whole, the hand, the knee, and the foot are all in the same line. So if you were on railroad tracks, you would be on two railroad tracks. So about hips width distance apart for the shoulders as well. Press the earth away, splaying out your fingers, making wide starfish hands, using the whole surface area of your hand. Press it away so you find that lifting sensation, posting down. Inhale, drop the belly, send the gaze high, cow pose. Exhale for cat, curving the spine, send the belly, gaze to the navel. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale for cow, moving at your own pace. Exhale for cat. Inhale back to a neutral tabletop position. Again, pressing down to lift up. Draw your right hand forward, thumb lifting toward the ceiling, shoulders squared down even with one another, and stamp the sole of your left foot against the back of the room. I'm going to move side to side sometimes to make sure the visuals are clear. So we're in our balancing tabletop position, taking a moment to find some stability here, reaching as far as you can in either direction. Exhale, elbow to knee, taking a cat back as you go. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to reach again once more, and tee out, airplane out your arm and your leg. Foot comes down, the toes facing the front of the room. Walk your hands up to stand, setting up for our gate pose. Inhale to rise. Exhale into your full gate pose. So now you feel that stretch along the side of your body, lifting up and out of the rib cage, not hunching forward, but really opening up here. Continue the Ujjayi breath. Stay in the moment. Release the distractions. Exhale to release your hand to the mat. Lift your leg up off of the earth, and if you feel comfortable, you can lift your left hand high, finding your modified side plank. Your standing foot is flexed, and that leg is strong, the muscles engaged. Your lifted hand is strong, but not rigid. Don't forget to breathe. And exhale to release. Maybe take a cat-cow at your own pace just to shake things out. And we'll set up to do this on the second side. Inhaling the left hand forward, stepping the right foot back. Square your hips so that lifted leg isn't opening up the hips, but squared to the earth. Find that length as you reach as far as you can in either direction. Exhale to crunch it in. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, reach as far as you can in either direction. Exhale to airplane things out. Drop the foot. Walk up to stand. Inhale to rise. Exhale into your gate pose. Now, as we move postures side to side, you may notice differences between the right and left sides of the body. Just let go of any judgment. Stay present and honor what each side means. You might send your gaze up if it's comfortable on your neck, feeling that stretch through the side body. Exhale to release the left hand to the earth, lifting the foot high and coming into the full modified side plank once more. Breathe through any discomfort, but listen to messages of pain. If this doesn't feel good on your knee, then don't do it. You want to always honor what the body needs. One more inhale. Exhale to release. Once more, take that cat-cow just to shake things out. Knees come wide, toes together. Sink your hips back to rest toward your heels. Walk your hands forward. Keep your arms engaged. Drop your head to the mat. You won't be able to hear me if I take a child's pose, but child's pose is a resting pose that is always available to you. If the mat is too far away and that doesn't feel good on your neck, you might take that blanket once more and get some contact between your third eye center and the earth or a blanket. Stay for one more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale to rise through your tabletop. Tuck your toes. Inhale your knees 2 inches off the mat, getting some stretch through the bottoms of the feet. One more inhale. Exhale to release. We'll take that one more time. Inhale to lift the knees off the mat 2 inches. Exhale to release. Untuck the toes and tap out the feet. Wiggle your toes, just get some movement. Wiggle your ankles. Working out any snap, crackle, pop in those joints. Tuck your toes, walk your hands forward about a handprint distance. Exhale, downward facing dog. So down dog is our active resting pose. For down dog, the most important thing is that you're not dumping weight into your shoulders. If you see here, I'm putting a ton of weight on my elbows, my wrists, my shoulders. Press the chest back, finding a flat back. Release the neck engagement so that the crown of your head can drop toward the earth. The heels in full expression are touching the earth. Mine never have and never will, and that is perfectly okay. If this doesn't feel good, you might take a bend in your knees to keep that flat back and to keep protecting the spine and protecting the shoulders. Take an inhale, open mouth, exhale. Ujjayi inhale, Ujjayi exhale. Walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Let everything hang heavy for a moment here. Taking a modified ragdoll, maybe bend into one knee and then the other. Working out the hips, the calves. Then reach around and find a clasp behind your back. Again, we're trying to open up that shoulder space, counterbalance any hunching over we've been doing. So draw the fists up toward the ceiling, feeling that stretch along the front of the arms, crown of the head, reaching toward the earth. Don't forget to breathe. Release the clasp. Let your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Now with halfway lift, the big thing here is to find, again, a flat back. This neutralizes the spine. So we're not hunched over, but we're drawing the shoulders back, cupping the chest up. Toes are touching. Big toes are touching. Sliver of space between the heels. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale to release, bend deeply into the right foot. Plant the right hand on the mat. Now, if that is too far away, reach for your blanket, bring the earth a little closer. Inhale the left hand high, getting into the IT band. If you're spending much time sitting, or if you're like me and you're using this gym closure to reacquaint yourself with running or walking a lot, you're going to have a tight IT band. So get into that IT band, that bandy tissue from the outside of the legs. Breathe into it, shoulder over shoulder. Again, the lifted hand is strong but not rigid. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend into the left knee, plant the left hand on the mat or the blanket. Inhale, the right hand high. Once more, greeting that IT band. Breathing into the discomfort. The most intense sensation is where you might intentionally send the breath. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Hands meet and come to heart center. Pausing for a moment to take an inventory of your energy, noting how you are feeling. At this point, body, mind, and spirit. Returning to the Ujjayi breath and recentering yourself in your intention. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise, engage through your core. Exhale, forward fold, let that go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands forward to your downward facing dog. Inhale to shift forward. Come down to one forearm and then the other in a low forearm plank. Knees are always available to you. And on your exhale, lower your hips to the earth. Untuck your toes. Find your Sphinx pose. Open up across the collarbone. If this is too intense, you can always take a kind of a modified baby cobra. Breathe into the posture, keeping yourself present with the tethering of the breath. Tuck your toes, and on an inhale, lift your hips up off the mat. Draw your right hand parallel with the front of the mat. Roll onto the side of your feet or your knee. Lift your left hand high, finding your modified side plank, low forearm plank. Exhale to release your gaze, release your hand. We'll do that on the other side, bringing the left hand forearm parallel, lifting the right hand high. Lift up through the hips. Drop the gaze, drop the hand. Come up back to your regular high plank position. Now, Knees are always available to you. You can always come down to your knees. If your hips are raising or sinking, you want to come down to your knees. That's always an option. Breathe your Ujjayi breath here, building heat, building fire. Inhale to hinge forward, shoulders over the tops of your fingers. Exhale, lower all the way down. Once again, untuck your toes. This time, baby cobra. Inhale, lift your chest, your head off the mat. Exhale to release. Once more, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to release. You can come up through plank or tabletop, whatever is in your practice. Exhale, downward facing dog. We are building heat here. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ujjayi inhale. Ujjayi exhale. Continue to press the chest back toward the thighs. And press into the index finger and thumb on both hands the most. That J shape. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees, and travel on your exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana once more. Hands meet high. Take a steeple grip. I know I don't have a great camera angle here. Steeple grip here. And begin to make some small circles. And then take them the other direction, continuing to breathe. Make those circles a little bit larger. And then again, the other direction. Exhale to the side, finding that crescent shape once more, this time standing. Inhale through center. Exhale, take that to the other side. Inhale through center. Exhale, lift your heart. Now this is really about lifting the heart, not dumping into the low back. So you're goal posting your arms. Weight comes into your toes. The hips come forward. Inhale back through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, find your plank pose. From plank, there are a couple different great options. Take what you like for your vinyasa flow. If you're a regular, you know. Inhale to hinge forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Untuck toes. Inhale, lift your heart. Upward facing dog. Exhale, flip back onto your toes. Find your downward facing dog once more. Again, there are different options. You can always come all the way back down for any of those vinyasa flows, or you can skip them. We'll take one more sun salutation at a breath to movement pace. Inhale to look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, 1. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale through center. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, let that go. We brought the sun out here. It's really trying. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back. This time I will cue for a different variation. Inhale to hinge forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, up through tabletop or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Square your hips, flex your toes so that they are each facing the earth. Exhale, knee to nose, hinging forward, finding a plank variation. Inhale, back to your three-legged dog. Exhale, step through to your low lunge. Spin your back heel down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale to rise, warrior one. Hips are square to the front of the room, the hip points as much as possible. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward. Spin the pinkies in slightly like you're holding a ball of good energy. And use both of your feet, the total surface area of both of your feet. Drop your hands behind your back, find a clasp. Inhale to puff up your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Keep your hips square to the front of the room, even if that means you don't take the bow as deeply. Release the crown of your head toward the earth. Breathe into it. If the bind is too much, you can always release your hands to either side of your foot. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale to rise. Keep the bind in your hands. Draw your fists to your side, the side of the bent leg, the right side of your body. Draw your shoulder, your elbow back, and feel that opening, that stretch along the shoulders. Drop your head to the right, inviting a gentle stretch into the neck. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale to release the head, release the hands. Find your warrior one once more, feeling the echo of that stretch. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat. I'll take this to the side so you can see the full expression is to have the front leg parallel to the earth. The back foot is pretty much parallel to the back of your mat, but the heel is ever so slightly further back. Arms reach in either direction. Shoulders are directly over the hips. And you're spinning your knee out toward the pinky side of your foot. Breathe into the posture. Flip your palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Reaching high to high five the back of the room. Exhale, cartwheel your hand down. Back heel comes off the mat. Plant your left hand next to your right foot. Inhale your right hand high for an easy twist. Drop your gaze. Drop your hand. Inhale your right leg high once more. And exhale, make a decision. Your vinyasa, you could take an Ekapada vinyasa, which is a one-legged vinyasa, or you can skip it. You don't have to take every Chaturanga Dandasana flow. We'll take this on the second side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale the left leg high once more. Exhale, step through to your low lunge. You can always use your hand to get your foot where you want it to go. Knee is directly over the ankle. Spin your heel down. Inhale to rise to your warrior one. Again, hip points square to the front of the room. Take your attention deeper than just the surface, deeper than just the physical layer. What's happening within you, within this shape. Pause for one more inhale. One more exhale, letting the posture do its work. Release the hands, find the opposite grip. Inhale to puff up your chest. Exhale, humble warrior on the second side. Full expression is to draw the shoulder inside the knee. But sometimes it's nice to just daydream about those full expressions as you honor where you are today. Again, you can release that clasp if it isn't serving you. This is the posture that made me love yoga. Inhale to rise. Keep the hands clasped. Draw them to your left side, pulling your elbow back, finding that opening, that stretch, and drop the neck to the right. Inhale to rise. Release the clasp. Find your warrior one once more. Been here before, but give it just as much intention, just as much integrity. Release shoulders away from the ears if they're creeping up. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat. All those same micro adjustments. You might find it helpful to think of a slight tilt in the pelvis. Again, you want to be able to see your front big toe. So that lets you know that you're opening up through the hip. Breathe into the shape. Maybe 1 millimeter deeper. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to cartwheel your hands down, come up off your back heel, plant the right hand next to the left foot. Inhale the left hand high, finding your easy twist once more. Drop your gaze, drop your hand, inhale your left leg high, and once again, you can take that chaturanga dandasana, you can take that ekapada, you can take a traditional, whatever serves you well. Just reconnect breath to movement. Maybe take an opportunity for some water, child's pose. We build a lot of heat, even slow flow, really especially slow flow, because it's so taxing on the muscles to hold these postures. It's subtle, but it adds up. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat space. You can hop or you can just take steps. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Gather your weight into your right foot. Inhale your left leg to a 90-degree angle. Your thigh parallel to the mat, foot flexed. Exhale, warrior three. Stamp the sole of your foot against the back of the room. Keep an up dog in your chest, hips square, so the lifted leg is not drawing the hip up. No worries if you fall out. Balance shifts day to day. Inhale to rise back to your one-legged Tadasana. Exhale to open up your leg, find your tree, avoid your knees. So you can kickstand, you can take your calf, or you can take your knee, or take your thigh, but avoid the knee. It doesn't move side to side. If you feel stable, you might grow your branches. Draw hands back to heart center, knee back to the midline. Extend your foot out toward the front of the room, feeling your hip flexor fire up. Exhale to release. Challenging balancing pose. You can always take what you need and let the rest go. We'll take that on the other side. Inhale to your right leg up, 90-degree angle. Exhale, warrior three to the back of the room. Again, lift in the chest like an up dog. Hips are square. No worries about wiggle. Just reclaim your balance. Inhale to rise through tree. Distractions really inhibit balance. Open up through the hip. Find your variation on this second side. Again, avoiding the knee. If you haven't fallen out of tree for a while, you might close your eyes. And my regulars have heard me say before that I'm convinced that the point of tree is not to get to that place where we don't fall out of it, but to get to the point where it doesn't bother us if and when we do. Draw hands back to heart center, knee back to the midline, extend the foot toward the front of the room, really feeling that firing up. And exhale to release. Let that go, shake it out. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Ardha. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale through center. Exhale, lift your heart. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ball pose. For ball pose, you're gonna draw your heels off the mat and wrap your arms around your shins. You can always use one hand as a kickstand, even though we are very close to the earth, it is a balancing pose. Draw your chin to your chest. Inhale to lift your gaze. Extend your arms. Take the knees wide. Exhale, sink back, Navasana boat pose. Open up through the chest. Feeling that heart lifted. Shins are either parallel or you can always drop your toes. This is building core strength. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that Ujjayi breath. Driving your practice, keeping your mind, body, and spirit on the mat. Body might be shaking, just allow that to happen. One more inhale. One more exhale. One more inhale. And release. Extend your left leg long. Draw your right foot into the inside of your leg. Inhale your hands high. Exhale to frame and fold. The low back is a space where we store a lot of anxiety and anger. And so it's important to get that stretch. The best way to get into the side of the back. Inhale to rise. Use your core strength to switch out your legs. Exhale to frame and fold. Inhale to rise. Extend your legs long on the mat in front of you. Exhale, lead with your heart into your Paschimottanasana. So you're not punching into this, but the heart is really drawing toward the toes. Once you have your deepest expression that is safe and comfortable, once again, an opportunity to drop the chin to the chest if that feels good on your spine, feeling that opening along the back of the neck. Inhale to rise. Bend your right knee and cross your left foot over. Keep your foot flexed. This can be an opportunity. This can be just enough right here. You'll get into the hip Or if you want, you can walk your hands forward a little bit, get in a little deeper, but continue to flex the foot so that you're protecting the knee. It's a variation of pigeon, getting into the hips. Now the hips are where we store grief, and so it's an opportunity to release those pockets of grief that are stored in the body. There's called samskaras in Sanskrit. There's a yoga teacher who says that the issues are stored in the tissues. And so getting into the hips these days feels important. Everybody's grieving something right now. Release your foot. Just feel take a moment to just feel the echo of that stretch. You might take your feet wide on the mat, bring the knees side to side. And we'll set up to take that on the second side, crossing the right foot over the left knee. Again, you can control how deeply you take this. Just continue to protect the knee by flexing the foot. Breathe into the hip opener. Accepting without any judgment, anything that arises. As you stay in this moment, don't let yourself off the hook. Stay on your mat. Uncross the leg. And take your soles of your feet together wide, getting one more forward fold, really getting all those forward folds in today. Take a Baddha Konasana, so hands come around the feet. Lean forward, again, leading with the chest. You can use your arms to get into the hips, to continue opening up those hips, if it's comfortable. And again, I encourage you to continue your Ujjayi breath. Don't let it go just because you don't need the intensity, don't have the intensity of a standing posture. The breath keeps you in the moment. Inhale to rise. You can extend your arms at your sides as you release your back to the mat. First, find a good morning stretch. We've taken some hip compression, so you might feel the hip flexors getting that gentle stretch here. Then draw your left knee into you might take it, the knee toward the underarm, getting more of a hip compression there. And then draw your knee across your body. Now this time the hip will roll up off the mat. If this doesn't feel good, you might just take a traditional easy twist once more, being mindful of what's happening in your body. Inhale to rise, coming back to your one-legged wind-removing pose, and switch out your legs, extending your left leg long, your right knee hugs in. On an exhale, draw the knee across the body. Once again, taking note, if this posture doesn't work for you, even if it worked on the first side, that doesn't guarantee it will work on the second. So stay present and attentive to your body's needs. Inhale back through center and take a happy baby. I refuse to take happy baby facing the camera because I know what it looks like, and we're not doing that. So draw your knees into your chest and either reach for the back of your thighs or the outside edges of your feet. You can rock side to side, giving yourself a gentle Gentle massage against the mat. Release the grip. Find your waterfall pose, the feet reaching toward the ceiling. You can release the need to flex the toes at this point, but just allow the toes to reach comfortably. Go ahead and bend the knees. Plant the soles of the feet on the earth, close to the glutes. Draw your fingertips close to your heels, arms resting at your sides. Keep your neck neutral as on an inhale, you lift your hips high. Feel that stretch along the hip flexors. You might roll one shoulder and then the other, finding a clasp underneath your back. Release the engagement of your glutes so that it's your strong legs, thighs that are doing the work here. You might watch your belly rise and fall. Continuing your Ujjayi breath. Release the clasp of your hands. Unroll your shoulders. Lower the back to the earth. Find the soles of your feet together once more. Place one hand on your belly, the other hand on your chest. And now we release the Ujjayi breath. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. One more belly breath. Deep inhale. And sigh it out. Consider if there's anything else you need to close out your practice. Just make sure you take anything asymmetrical, make sure you balance it out on the other side. And as you are ready, I encourage you to make your way to your final Shavasana pose. Shavasana is considered by many the most difficult and most important of our yoga postures. The legs are extended long, hands at the sides, usually with the palms up, but if you need more grounding, you might place your palms on the mat. Release any need to engage your muscles and release any control of your breath. Stay on your mat for your Shavasana. Begin to bring awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Turn your head to the right and to the left. Make your way back to a good morning stretch. Hands high above your body, toes stretched long. Maybe an opportunity to note any subtle or significant differences from the beginning to the end of your practice. Draw your knees into your chest and roll to one side. Pause here for a moment to cultivate gratitude. Toward your body, your breath. This small, simple way to connect. Gently press yourself up to an easy seat. Keeping your eyes fluttered shut. Once again, resting your hands on your knees, releasing shoulders away from the ears. Draw your hands into heart center. Take one collective electronic breath. Deep inhale. Open mouth exhale. The light, the love, and the teacher in me deeply honors the light, the love, and the teacher in you. I wish we were together, but until we can be in body as well as in mind and spirit, my heart goes out to you. Please reach out to me if you wish to be in conversation. Care deeply about each of you, and I am truly grateful. Draw your thumbs to your third eye center and bow. Namaste. Hope you feel good, and I sure hope to see you soon. Take care, friends.